Now from WAVY News 10, this is a breaking news alert.
And good afternoon to you. I'm Anita Blanton in the WAVY newsroom right now. We are cutting into your programming to bring you the latest on Virginia's efforts to combat the coronavirus. The state is reporting as of right now 41 cases in our state. One person has died from the virus on the peninsula. Governor Ralph Northam is holding a teleconference right now with Peninsula Health District officials. That is now in progress. We'll join it and we'll talk on the other side of it.
Loved ones. The Peninsula Health District currently has 8 cases. For that reason, we are taking additional steps to limit contact between people to limit the spread of this virus. Today, we are announcing that all local governments on the peninsula will close to the public for 2 weeks. That includes James City County, Williamsburg, Newport News, Precautions, Hampton, and York County. To be clear, these local governments will continue to provide services. For example, the trash will continue to be picked up and sheriff's offices will continue to operate. But this closure will limit contact between people as we work to stop the spread of this virus in the community. I want to thank these government officials for taking this important step. This is consistent with direction we have given our state agencies to plan for remote working as much as possible. I will now turn this over to our State Health Commissioner, Dr. Norm Oliver, to update us on the latest developments. Thank you, Dr. Oliver.
Dr. Oliver, if you could hit *6 to speak.
And I believe Dr. Frank also contributed.
Hi, this is Dr. Oliver, State Health Commissioner. Thank you, Governor. As the governor said, we now have a number of new cases and a cluster of cases in the Peninsula District. The Peninsula Health Department is directed by Dr. Tom Frank. He and his team are the ones who are leading our investigation of this outbreak, and I would like for him to give us an update on that investigation.
Dr. Frank, if you could hit *6, please.
Okay, this is Dr. Thomas Frank with the Peninsula Health District and the Hampton Health District. And I'm speaking only on behalf of Hampton and Peninsula Health Districts here. Just as an update in response to those cases that were mentioned in the Peninsula Health District area, we have activated our incident management team, and we have a team of 40 of our personnel who are working 12-hour shifts. Our main goal right now is containment, and we have been tracing roughly 284 contacts. As of yesterday, we had reached over 200 of them, and we're working on the rest of them as we speak. We will continue to trace those contacts to ensure that self-quarantining is taking place, and we continue to reach out and identify any further cases of COVID-19 in the community. Thank you.
Next, thank you, Dr. Frank, and next I'd like to ask James City County Board of Supervisors Chairman Jim Eisenhower and Williamsburg Mayor Paul Frayling to discuss the actions that local governments on the peninsula are taking. So I'll turn it over to you all. Thank you.
Again, if folks could hit *6 to speak, please.
Okay, and that worked that time, I think. This is Jim Eisenhower. I'm chairman of the James City County Board of Supervisors. On behalf of James City County, the City of Williamsburg, York County, the City of Newport News, the City of Hampton, and the City of Precautions, I'd like to begin by expressing deepest sympathies to the family and friends who are coping with the tragic loss of their loved one. Slowing the spread of this illness is of paramount importance, and we are committed to taking the necessary measures to protect the health and safety of our community members on the peninsula. We cannot do this alone. We need the cooperation of all our citizens. Peninsula residents are urged to avoid gatherings of more than 50 people, By practicing social distancing, they can help slow the spread of this disease and reduce the strain on our medical facilities. Even as we encourage social distancing, we do not want citizens to neglect critical needs like grocery shopping, fueling your vehicle, and other daily tasks. We simply encourage everyone to do their part by practicing the important hygiene steps of frequent hand cleaning to limit disease transmission. Local governments of the peninsula are working closely with one another and with the Virginia Department of Health. We are committed to sharing timely and accurate information with the public through our local government websites and social media as it becomes available. Local officials may be required to take additional steps in the coming days to try to slow the rate of infection so that our local health systems maintain the capacity to address those with the most critical needs. We want to thank the residents for their flexibility and understanding throughout these rapidly evolving circumstances. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Good afternoon. This is Paul Freiling, Mayor of the City of Williamsburg. 3 days ago, I spoke to the citizens of Williamsburg about coming inconveniences, disruptions, and possibly even hardships. They're now upon us, but the good news is we have a plan and we will be implementing it. As the governor said, all public buildings on the peninsula will be closed to the public through March 30th as of this time. But please keep in mind that, of course, essential services such as police, fire, and trash collection will continue. On behalf of the citizens of Williamsburg, I'd like to thank the governor for his strong leadership, thank the public health professionals for their guidance, and thanks to the first responders and medical teams for their tireless efforts on our behalf. And most of all, thanks to all of our citizens doing their part. By banding together and working in cooperation, our prospects for success are strong. But it will get tougher before it gets better. So let's demonstrate our collective resolve. This virus knows no jurisdictional boundaries. For the days, weeks, and months ahead, we are one community, one family, with a collective purpose, and I and the rest of the city of Williamsburg are proud to be part of that.
Thanks so much, Mayor, and also to Chairman Eisenhower. The health of Virginians and our communities is our most important priority right now. As a Commonwealth, we have taken major critical steps to stop the spread of COVID-19. We have declared a state of emergency. We have closed K-12 schools across the state for the next 2 weeks. We have restricted visitors at our nursing homes and correctional facilities, and we are limiting state employee travel. As of today, we are banning all events over 100 people statewide. For people on the peninsula, we strongly urge you to avoid public gatherings of any kind. What this really means is that if you are planning an event with several people, you should cancel it, period. If you're planning to go to a restaurant, to a church, or to a bar on the peninsula, I would discourage you from doing so. These are critical steps to reduce and slow the spread of this virus. We are not yet at the point of ordering a state-mandated quarantine, but every single person should stay home if they can. This is serious. Everyone needs to take this seriously. I also remind you to take basic health precautions. Wash your hands with soap and water. Cover your mouth and nose when you sneeze. Stay home if you feel sick, and avoid touching your face. We can get through this together, but it is everyone's responsibility to help keep ourselves and each other safe and healthy. I will be holding an in-person briefing this afternoon in the West Reading Room of the Patrick Henry Building at 3 p.m. Now we'll be glad to take your questions, and Elena will give some direction on how to do this. Elena?
Hey everyone, this is Elena Yarmosky. I'm the Governor's Press Secretary. When I call your name, please unmute yourself. Again, that is *6. Because we will be doing a in-person briefing at 3 p.m., I'm going to try and prioritize folks who are not in the local Richmond area and might not be able to make it here for that. So let's start with Julia from Williamsburg, Yorktown Daily. Julia? Again, that's *6. Hi.
First this is Dan Carey, the Secretary of Health and Human Resources for the Commonwealth. The primary point of contact, first I want to outline the daily checking on the Virginia Department of Health website. There's updates, and we update the documents and the recommendations on a daily basis. And also there's updating of the statistics and by region on that site. So that's an excellent resource both for individuals and the residents of the Commonwealth as well as for the press. We also, the Virginia Department of Health sends out updates, and I'll ask Dr. Oliver just to outline a little bit more of those details and frequency.
Again, we have been listening into a teleconference there from several different government officials, the governor being the main source there of information as to what the next steps are for the coronavirus outbreak here in Virginia, and specifically on the peninsula, announcing today additional steps as a result of a cluster of cases, they're saying, on the peninsula. We heard there from the Peninsula Health District, the health commissioner, the chairman of the James City County Board of Supervisors, and also the mayor of Williamsburg, all saying it's going to get tougher before it gets better. Some of those additional steps that they are taking right now, they are saying that there will be, the governor is banning all gatherings of 100 people or more throughout the state, but specifically on the peninsula, discouraging it altogether at this point. Whether it's 100 people, 50 people, he is discouraging all gatherings as a result of that cluster on the peninsula. So he said, if you're going to the bar, if you're thinking about going to a bar, even to church or any type of gathering on the peninsula, he would highly discourage that at this point. But again, over 100 people throughout the state, he is asking people to go ahead and shut down those events. Of course, we've already closed schools. We are in a state of emergency. One of the other things that they talked about, they have a team of 40 personnel right now to try to contain this. And as a result of containing it, or the attempt to contain it, they have made over 240 contacts on the peninsula. As a result of the cluster of cases, 240 contacts, they have reached over 200 people as a result of that right now. They said they need the cooperation of all citizens at this point. Practice social distancing, of course, practice important hygiene steps, not touching your face, not having contact with people at this point if you can, to stay inside. These are all, again, as a result of a cluster of cases on the peninsula right now. All local government offices will be closed to the public for 2 weeks, and they said that they are going to continue emergency services. They will continue to provide services, things even like trash pickup at this point, but they are discouraging any type of contact, of course. So emergency services will go on, but they're limiting contact. So you may not be able to go in for services that you need. All of these things, one more time, as a result of a cluster of cases on the peninsula right now. We are going to continue to follow this throughout the day. You can watch us here on the air. When we're not on the air, you can always go online to get the very latest information that's coming out. Governor Ralph Northam is holding a press conference at 3 this afternoon. We do intend to carry that live on the air and online at WAVY.com. Stick with us for the very latest. We will get through this together. I love one of the things that the mayor of Williamsburg said. He said that this virus knows no jurisdictional boundary. As of right now, we are all one in this together. Continue to follow us here on the air and online for the very latest.